Hey everybody, in this video we're going to do a 10-minute or less mobility routine, something you can do anywhere you are, at work, at home, it doesn't matter, no equipment needed, something you can do to help improve your mobility. My name's Rob Drenning, physical therapist. Thanks for checking out the DIY Pain Relief channel. If you like this information, if you find it helpful, please subscribe. It helps me out a ton and it helps me get this out to more people. So I hope you like this. So let's get to the mobility routine. So what we need to do is talk about a few things first. One is mobility and being able to move is really important. Okay, check out another video I did. I'll put a link down in the description on why mobility is important, how it's different than flexibility. That's just an important caveat for why this routine is so valuable to you. Two, if any of these movements are painful as we do them, don't do them. Stop. That means you have an injury, you have something going on, and you need to be checked out by a medical professional, a physical therapist, a doctor, whoever. Just get it checked out. So none of these should be painful. But three, they can feel like work. Some of these movements can feel challenging to you. That's because they're active motions. They're not gentle, relax, passively stretch for 30 seconds, because those aren't going to help you get truly more mobile and more mobility in your life. Okay, so if these feel like effort, even if your muscles feel a little sore the next day, that's okay. Some of these can be hard to do. Okay, so just keep those in mind as we go through, and let's get to the routine. So I'm just going to kind of turn a little bit so I can show you. First, what we want to be is you're going to sit with one foot up in front of you and one foot back behind you, kind of like this. Okay, and then in that position, what we're going to do is you're just going to reach forward like this 10 times. Okay, you're going to feel that stretch through your hip, that tightness. You're just going to reach forward 10 times. If just sitting this way feels tight, just lean back and go in and out of that a few times. Okay, go in and out of the tightness wherever that is for you. You're going to do that about 10 times. Then you're going to bring this hip around actively, put your foot out straight in front of you, and you're going to lean forward again about 10 times. That you'll feel more in the hamstring on the other side. You're going to do that about 10 times, going in and out nice and easy. Okay, then after we go through that, you're going to repeat that same hip motion that you just did, turning your leg back like that. I'll turn around here so you can see a little better. And bringing it back forward. Now, your goal when you do that is to not lean your whole body to do it. It's to lift that leg actively and bring it around. You're going to repeat this 10 times. Okay? All of these are just a guideline, these number of reps. You can do what feels comfortable to you. Okay, I have to lean a little bit because that's tight for me. It's hard to do. Some of these aren't easy. Okay? You get in and out of that motion 10 times. Then what we need to do is switch legs. Now we're going to tuck this one in, this one back behind you, and we're going to start with those same motions. Bending forward, nice and easy, about 10 times. Just like that. I'll turn a little bit so you can see at a better angle here. Just in and out. Just sink into that stretch. Okay. Once you've done that 10 times, same thing, actively, without leaning as much as you can, bring that leg around. I'll turn again so you can see better. And now you're going to lean forward again 10 times. This leg is tucked in, this leg is out straight. Just go until you feel that tension. Same thing, if this feels tight to you, lean back and just go in and out of whatever that tension point is for you. You can adjust this to whatever feels comfortable for you. Same thing, in and out about 10 times. Now, as you're doing these, you want to be able to take nice, deep breaths through your stomach. Use that diaphragm. As you breathe in, the stomach comes out. As you breathe out, the stomach comes back in. That's going to allow your muscles to relax and just get a nice, good stretch as you're doing these. And then the third is we go right in and out of that same hip motion, trying not to lean, keeping your upper body as still as you can. And it's hard to do. It's really hard to do. And we're going to do that same thing about 10 times. I'm not a great counter, so I'll assume that's about 5. I'm just going to keep repeating. Okay. So you've gone through those motions 10 times or so, and then you're going to lay down. And then at this point, we're going to do an active straight leg raise. You're going to keep your foot bent like that. It's going to add a little more tension through the back of your leg, and you're just going to lift your leg up like that about 10 times. Same thing, just nice and easy, making sure you're breathing. And then when you get to 10, you're going to switch and do the same thing on the other side. Obviously, we want to keep things even. This is an active motion to help lengthen the back of the leg, the nervous tissue and the muscle tissue. Okay, so you get to that about 10 times. Then we're going to come up onto one knee. Okay, I'm going to kind of stay sideways just so I can show you again. And what you're going to do is one hand on your knee, you're going to lean forward and raise your other arm up like that. And you're going to go in and out of that about 10 times. This is going to get mobility in the front ankle, and it's going to open up the hip of the leg that you're standing on. Okay, so you're just going to repeat in and out of that about 10 times. And you want to reach this arm up as high as you can. Challenge every motion that you're doing here. That feels okay. Then we're going to switch. We're going to go to the same thing, hand on your knee on the other leg, and we're just going to switch arms and legs. Lean into that, get your arm back as far as you can. A lot of these you might notice some differences side to side, and that's okay. Everybody has that. We all have asymmetries. Nothing we do is perfectly even, but this is a good thing to kind of pick out some of those movements that you notice. Okay. Same thing, you'll do that 10 times or so, depending on how much time you have. You can always do more or less of these, okay? Then what we're gonna do in a similar position, we're gonna work through the spine a little bit more. So first, with your toes on the ground, we're gonna sink back, let your back round out, and walk your hands out as far as you can. And you're gonna keep your hands where they are, and then let your hips come down and drop towards the floor. Okay, if any of you do yoga out there, this is a very common yoga move. And we're just going to repeat in and out of that. We're going from one range of the back to the other. And again, remember, if this hurts your back, it's not something for you to do. You need to get that looked at before you do this mobility routine. Okay, same thing. You'll go through that about the same number of times. And then we're going to move into the next position on your hands and knees. And for this one, you're going to reach this hand underneath you and twist as far as you can. And then you're going to reach up to the ceiling, twist as far as you can. And as you repeat this motion, your eyes are going to follow your hands the whole time. So you're going to rotate your neck along with this motion. Okay, we'll do that about 10 times. And then the same thing. We want to keep you even. So we switch and do the same thing on this arm. Reach under as far as you can go, following with your eyes, and look up as you go. Just like that. This one feels good. I should do this more often. Okay. After that, then you're going to go against a wall. Standing is better, but just for the sake of this video, I'm just going to do it right here. You want your butt, your shoulder blades, and your head against the wall. And we're just going to do a wall angel motion. Just like that. Keeping your arms against the wall, and you want to make sure that you're keeping your whole back against there as well. If your butt's coming off the wall, that's cheating a little bit. So just nice and easy, raising your arms up and remembering the breathing part. When you breathe in, stomach comes out. When you breathe out, stomach comes back in. Okay? And you're going to repeat that the same amount, about 10 times. Okay? And now remember, these repetitions, they're flexible. You can do more, you can do less. If you have more time, do more. The more the better. You can do them once a day, you can do them twice a day. It really doesn't matter. The more you move, the better. But this is a great starting point for a routine to get all of your joints moving in ways that we don't often use them. So please use that. Let me know in the comments which ones are the hardest for you. For me, it was that one I just did, because that's not a direction I go in. But try it out for yourself. I really hope you enjoy this and you find this useful. Thanks for watching.